Hey, welcome to the TeacherGoals podcast. This is your host, Erica Terry from Healthy Wealthy Educators. I'm super excited tonight because we're going to be talking about how to create a Canva classroom. Now, I know for me personally, I have used Canva in my business. I've used Canva to write books, but I've never used Canva in the classroom. So I'm so excited to learn more about how we can use Canva in the classroom, and we have a special guest, Amanda Fox, with us tonight, who has written a book. She is all things Canva in the classroom. So super excited to chat with her. But before we do, you know that I love to know who we have rocking with us tonight. So if you can tell me where you're from, your role in education, and I've been binge watching a new show on BET. Well, it's not a new show, but it's new to me. And so I've been binge watching Family Business on BET all week. So that made me wonder, like, what are you binging on? What's your favorite TV show right now? So definitely put that in the chat. And while you do, just in case this is your first time joining us for the Teacher Goals podcast, first of all, welcome. We are so excited and happy to have you here with us tonight. But let me kind of show you and tell you how it goes. And so I will bring up our guest, Amanda Fox, in just a couple of minutes. When I do, I'll be going through some interview questions. We'll be talking all things Canva in the classroom. And from there, if you have questions as we're talking, feel free to put them in the chat, because immediately following the interview, we do a live Q&A. So all of your questions will be answered tonight. So definitely make sure you put those in the chat, or you can wait until after the interview and add your questions at that time as well. And with that being said, I have people that have come on and told me who they are, what's your role in education, and your favorite TV show. And so I'm going to pull up just a few. I love that the Teacher Goals community is worldwide. And so we have Guadalupe watching from the Philippines. Hello. We have Busadia from Algeria. Hello. We have Jennifer from Austin, who is a first grade teacher. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Dr. Michelle Hayes, who is in Alabama. I'm going to be traveling there in a couple of weeks. We have Indira, sorry if I mispronounced that, but she's joining us from Houston. So welcome. We have Jessica, who's here from Rio de Janeiro. Welcome. Marco from Brazil. Welcome. We have Ravlin from Vegas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, and so we do have Kristen just pointed out, and some of you may be experiencing this as well. For some reason, it is not live streaming on Facebook. And so I apologize for that. But if you're trying to find it on the Facebook page, then you can see Kristen was able to find it on YouTube. You can find us inside of the Teacher Goals Facebook group. We're also on Twitter. We have it inside of the Help a Teacher Facebook page. And also we have special guests from the Canva Classroom Facebook group tonight as well. And so with that being said, I apologize that it is not broadcasting from the Facebook page, but there are several other places that you can find us. So kind of spread the word. If some of your teacher friends are looking for us and can't find us tonight, let them know they can find us on LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as the Facebook groups and the Help a Teacher community. And so we are in all of those places. But thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing that with us. And then last but not least tonight, I'm going to say hello to Katie, who's a CTE teacher from Mississippi, whose favorite show is Big Brother. And she just got done binging on the Kardashians. My best friend loves the Kardashians, and I have been trying to stay away. But that latest Tristan and Chloe story almost got me. They almost got me this season. But I've heard that it's been really good. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I know we have so much to talk about. as far as the Canva classroom and how to create one this school year. And so I'm going to go ahead and bring up our special guest tonight, Amanda Fox, so that we can jump into our conversation. Hello, Amanda. How
Hey,
are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I, I am good. Super excited to learn from you tonight. You are just all things Canva. And so I know you have so many cool tips and tools to share with us.
I do. Actually, I just presented today at the Green Screen Summit. And speaking of pop culture and what are people watching, my whole presentation was centered around Stranger Things. I don't know about you, but like I'm in love with some Kate Bush right now.
I love it. I binged on it as soon as it was released that weekend. Like I had it already marked out. So yes, I am a Stranger Things fanatic as well. And anyone in the audience, if you love Stranger Things, let us know. Definitely love that background. And so before we jump into these tips and tools about the Canva classroom for people that may be meeting you for the first time tonight, tell us about who you are and what you do.
So I've been an educator for the past 12 years. I have taught, I think, everything but math, but I've taught math in the capacity of robotics and coding. So I'm from Savannah, Georgia. I live in Louisville, Kentucky right now. I have 4 books that are out, 2 kids' books, Zombie, a Design Thinker, Marker Town. I wrote Teaching Land, which is a zombie-themed survival guide for educators. And then my most recent release is The Canva Classroom, which just came out in April.
Love it. And I am in the midst of co-authoring my first children's book with my daughter. So I'm so excited. And I didn't know you had children's books as well. We'll definitely have to connect on that. And so that is awesome. So with you being an educator, you've taught all of these things. Kind of share your story with us. What made you, number one, start using Canva for your own classroom? And then also, what made you say, I want to teach others how to use this great tool?
So I used to use Pictochart back in the day, and as a background in instructional design, I'm always looking for the best way to work, for a workflow to work fast, but also not sacrifice aesthetics. And when I was teaching in Savannah, I was at the STEM Academy, and we had these grand challenges, and each semester students would complete this project based around a 9 weeks design challenge. So my graphic design skills kind of started there, putting this I guess engineering design challenge on a one pager and having it make sense. Well,
Mhm.
in 2017, I think it was 2017, I found Canva. And I was like, well, dang, this is doing all the things that, that I need and more. And the more I started using it, the more they started integrating new app connections and integrations and tools that replaced other websites and other things that I was using. So it reduced my workflow and it cut my time in half because of
Mm.
everything that it had kind of built. It's just such a robust platform. And in 2020, during the pandemic, I think I shifted completely over to Canva, and I pretty much ditched Google completely to
Wow.
except for Google Classroom, because it's integrated with Google Classroom and different learning management systems that you can create a template and send post out to students, which it might make more sense if I show the back end of it. Is it all right if I share my
Yeah, and
screen?
so we're gonna jump into all of that, and give you the opportunity to share your screen and definitely show us what you're doing. I did not realize that you have replaced Canva. That is, I mean, not Canva, but replaced Google. That's definitely amazing. And so we are going to get into all of that and even more. And like I said, for the audience, if you have questions throughout, feel free to just put your questions in the chat and we'll make sure that we address those. And so you were able to replace Google with Canva. And so kind of walk us through what that looked like as you were first beginning to shift over to using Canva in the classroom. Like, how did you start using it initially?
So initially, I started where everyone else did. Everyone thinks Canva is this graphic design platform, and
Yes.
I needed graphics. I needed to make a newsletter I had an esports club, and I had some after school programs that I was doing, and I needed a flyer. So I created the flyer in Canva, and from there, I really started Canva for Education came out in 2019. So students were actually able to access the platform, and there's a teacher dashboard where you have a class, kind of like I would say not as robust as Google Classroom or a true like educational LMS, but they created a feedback feature. You can push designs within Canva without having to use external links. So that's pretty much when it happened. So I just got a new Mac Air,
Mhm.
and I did not download or I didn't enable this ahead of time. So give me 1 second. I want to just make sure this works.
Awesome. And so, as you all can tell, Amanda's very excited to kind of show us the back end and take us through some of the ways that she's using Canva. So, if you don't already have a free Educator Canva account, we
Mhm.
have put a link inside of the chat as well as is displayed right now where you can grab that free Educator Canva account by going to teachergoals.com/how dash to dash get dash a dash free dash canva dash for dash education dash account. And so from there, that blog post is going to share with you how to get your free Canva account. And if you go ahead and sign up for that tonight, then you can most certainly follow along as Amanda is kind of walking us through how you can use Canva for your classroom, or you can always watch the replay, which is available everywhere TeacherGoals is. And so definitely come back after you get your Canva account using those links in order to go through with what Amanda's going to share with us tonight. And I'm super excited to learn because I'll be honest, I use Canva almost every day, but I've been using it mainly for graphic design. I do like my presentations there now. And so I'm excited to learn how I can use Canva more as well. So I'm turning it over to you, Amanda. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty.
All right. Could you add my screen to? Yep, there we go.
There
Okay,
we
so
go.
this is my my Canva, like I guess repository. These are all my projects. This isn't home, but if you notice over here, it has the Canva Classroom. This is my personal account. I'm in part. This is the Green Screen Summit. They have 729 students, which are actually teachers in this account. And then this is my classroom from last year. I have 143. This is a co-teacher's classroom that I taught with. And then the Canva classroom here, this is one I set up and I created for professional development. So when we go inside of there and we look at it from a teacher dashboard perspective, I have all my recent designs here. So the first design, I'm actually in the process of creating the Canva Classroom course. It's made of 10 modules and it launches tomorrow.
And that's going to be launched on the TeacherGoals website in
It is
collaboration with TeacherGoals, correct?
It is. It is launched at
Yeah.
TeacherGoals. There's an early bird promo. You can join for $19. And in those 10 modules, it takes you from starting, setting up your dashboard, verifying your education account, all the way through really digging into all of the apps that are integrated inside of Canva. But if you look at dashboard, so I have 23 students that are in the class. So if I click on the Canva Classroom, you can create your kind of like Google Classroom. You have your header. These are designs that have been shared. So in the fall, I taught a manifest destiny unit. So with this right here, I can share that directly with my students. I can download it. I can get a view only link and share it. But the beautiful thing about here is there's this there's people, you can see who's joined your class.
Mm-hmm.
You can invite class members for free through this join link. You can connect it directly to Google Classroom or invite them via a code. So these are the people who have joined. And now if I go to classwork, which there's not going to be any in here because this is the course hasn't started yet. But if I were to create an assignment and send it to my students, they get a send to teacher button. And then all of the classwork would be here. This is what needs review. This one's been approved. This one needs changes. So if from a student perspective, if I go back into that green screen, the Green Screen Summit dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a student in this class. My classwork is going to look a little different. So this is all the stuff that's been shared and pushed out to me from Erica. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to switch back into my personal. And share with you. I'm going to have to quit sharing and start sharing again because I'm only sharing this tab. But a good place to start, like in 2020, we had a virtual open house because of the pandemic. So I created a Bitmoji classroom for students and for parents to go in. And I had my syllabus. I had students create a Bitmoji class photo. I had a link to Flipgrid intro videos. And then I put all of the books that we were going to read and all the apps with the invitation links hyperlinked on the images here. And I even had an intro video. The same year, we created a postcard. So we took all of our Bitmojis and we put them on a postcard. We had our names on it. We created a YouTube playlist that gave introductory videos about who we were as teachers, what we're going to be teaching, and what students could expect. And then we also printed these and we mailed them to each student's house before the start of the school year. So while Canva is fantastic for like making graphics, which is where it pulled me in, you can really leverage this to create graphic organizers for students to use, to create flipped content, to create choice boards. And a prime example is, using it for a virtual escape room. And then Alex Isaacs has a daily agenda where he will actually go through and create like what they're doing that week and make everything clickable. And then one of my favorite templates, you can even build Jeopardy and build review games in Canva. Think of Canva as Google Slides, but it has a better app integration. So if I go, I'm gonna quickly stop sharing and then reshare. I'm gonna reshare a design that I've created.
Okay.
So I can showcase, and I'm gonna show you. Let's see. The Canva course graphics. We'll start here. Let's see. So that way I can kind of showcase the different, saying it's lost access to share screen. Lock. So what happens, you get new technology and you have to change all the permissions and the security and privacy. So just going to try to fix that real quick.
Yes, and so I know while you're doing that, I know we talked about of course, you can use Canva for graphic design. You've showed us how you can use it or think of it as like Google Slides on steroids. So you showed us like graphic organizers. You showed us daily agendas, the Jeopardy game. And then I know there was a question about the templates. And so if you could also show, if you're able to share your screen again, I know that there's ways that you can create like worksheets, student work, things of that nature in Canva as well?
Absolutely. If I share this, it's telling me to restart my browser. Yeah. Oh no. Let's try this one more time. Let me see if I add Safari. Okay. No, so you can create like a graphic organizer in Canva. You push it out, you assign it to students, and they can like the FAIR model. Like if it's a FAIR model and you're looking at vocabulary for your content, they can go in and there's a draw feature. They can annotate, they can draw the word, and they can find GIFs or pictures that are visual representations. Moat, if you use Moat with Google, you can have Moat notes like left in your Canva documents. That's a great way to provide feedback and assessment. Also, leaving your Bitmojis like integrated, leaving your Bitmoji. So what my favorite thing to do for feedback for students is when they're building presentations, I do a what I call like formative assessment. It's informative. You're informing them on what to fix, what to change. And a good practice is making sure that if they're doing a project, you don't wait to the end to grade it. You provide feedback along the way. So as students are working, I'll have access to all of their designs. I can go in and they know I've visited their work if I drop my Bitmoji in. Like I like to drop my Bitmoji in on their slides.
Okay.
And if their work isn't clear, I give the like thinking Bitmoji, like, and I put a comment call out and I'll type up, hey, you might want to revisit the slide. It's not quite there yet. So, and that to me is a fun way to provide feedback. You can do that with Google Slides as well, but with the Bitmoji integrated so seamlessly into Canva, and I mean they have so many robust photo editing features, and I'm just going to share my entire screen. Let me see if that'll work. Nope.
I can try, but I don't think I have all of because I don't have an educator Canva account. But I can definitely see if I can share my screen and go to Canva, and you might be able to direct me where to go next.
So here's the perfect. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to share.
Okay.
An edit link with you.
Okay, sounds good.
And then this will be like the graphics, and I'm trying to check out what people are saying as well. So yes, Canva is completely free. If you're looking to have Canva set up for your school or district, Scott Nunes is an excellent resource. He can come in and get your, and it costs, like I said, it costs nothing. He can make sure that your domain is set up to where all teachers are kind of connected in the ecosystem. But So I was just speaking today with a principal in California, and he was I want teachers to shift to a Canva ecosystem, and I want to be a Canva school. He's like, got a newsletter, and he's like, I use MailChimp. And I'm like, well, MailChimp is integrated in Canva. So because he didn't want to sacrifice analytics of being able to see who opens emails and stuff like that. And again, we're going back to that gateway use of Canva, creating a newsletter, pushing it out to parents. The beautiful thing is you can also share and post and schedule your social media. So if you're an admin or an ed tech leader, and you're in charge of social channels for your school or for your district, you can create a brand kit inside of Canva with your logo, your fonts, your colors, have all that preset to where there's continuity between design that follows brand codes and push that out. You can create cute Bitmoji logos for your classroom if you wanted to create a classroom logo. And if you're a primary teacher teaching kinders and handwriting, you can create a brand kit that saves those handwriting fonts. So when you're designing those handwriting and those letter worksheets, the presets are already there and makes it easy for you to design. And whether you print out, which I recommend printing for littles, or pushing to Seesaw, you can push your designs to Seesaw. Being able to share individual links where individual students can create a copy of it, work on it, and then turn it in. Or you can share an edit link with a small group if it's group work, or bell ringers, jam sessions, like exit tickets. You can have a slide deck where they replicate it and answer, whatever kind of formative feedback you're trying to collect from them and their understanding. You can push that out. Were you able to?
Yes, I'm ready whenever you
Okay.
are.
All right. So if you scroll down, yeah, so this is information on the course. So it's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Canva Classroom, courses by TeacherGoals. And I make a million graphics. When I'm creating graphics, I design the same one like 10 times just to get a feel for, what I'm designing. So if you notice on the side, like, you have templates, like, on the left-hand side. So this is everything I've designed, but you have all these templates on the left-hand side. Would you click on elements?
Yes.
Yeah. So to create that graphic, I just looked up a computer. I just typed it in the box. And I selected one of the ones that showed up, popped it in, created a GIF, and threw it on top of the computer. Exactly. It's as simple as that. And then if you scroll down.
So did you create the GIF in Canva as well?
I did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did. Yeah. So Canva, the beautiful thing about Canva is animations. You can do stop motion. I had a stop motion animation I did with the draw feature. Would you go into more, like on the left-hand side, if you scroll down and yep. So these are all the apps that connect. So there's the draw feature. You can actually draw, like if you're teaching math or handwriting, students can go in and draw. Bitmoji's connected. Get animated GIFs, Google Maps, and then you can pull from your Google Photos, you can pull from Google Drive, you can pull from Dropbox. There's so many different ways to import data wherever you keep your data. And the way you can export things to flip, like a flip book. You can create an ebook using Pooblu, or and then you can create comic books. There's Pixton that's integrated. So if you're doing comic vocabulary, it's just the Canva is only limited by your imagination.
Okay.
And with the educator dashboard, it's allowed you to give access to every student. They have the same tools, they have the pro features, they have the power to create and take charge of their learning
Mm-hmm.
through through their imagination. But I had a 7th grade student. She's going into high school this year, and she messaged me, and she created a website in Canva, and it's called Artsy Girl Media.
Mm-hmm.
And she sent me a message. And this is in the book. It's on Miss Fox. I wanted to thank you for showing me Canva. It has really changed my life professionally, and I've started a business. Like she made her business cards in Canva. I just saw her business cards posted by her mom on Facebook today. She's got business
Wow.
cards. She's got her Artsy Girl Media website, and she uses that to build a portfolio of all the things. She's an artist, a cook.
Mm-hmm.
Crochets. She has like this plethora of skill and talent, and she's built a website in Canva to showcase all that. So
Yes, and then the only other thing I thought about too that I know a lot of educators use is like these templates. I know there was a question about templates, so I'm just gonna do a search really
oh
quick,
yeah,
like math worksheets or something. And they have like so many, just even me typing in math worksheet, there are 1,358 different templates.
and
Um,
it's constantly growing.
Yes, constantly growing. And so you can see just that quick. I was able to like pull up all of these templates, and if you click on it, you're able to modify them. Definitely, these are things that you can create. And then once they create them, are they able to be shared with students right inside of Canva?
They
Or
are right inside of
wow.
Canva. You just hit assign, and you can
Mm-hmm.
and when you click to assign, you can assign to each individual student, and it creates a copy for them, much like if you would assign something in Google
Wow, I had no idea. So
in
I am
Google Classroom.
totally amazed. Yes,
And these
totally.
these templates, like, you don't have to start from scratch. I like to
Mhm.
find something that has the look. I don't go for content. I go for the look of what I want, and then I start designing based on my standard. I so in the Canva Classroom book, we start with designing for depth of knowledge, and we look at cognitive rigor and the expectation of what students are asked their performance task is. We look
Mhm.
at backwards design. We look at universal design for learning. And we take all of these pedagogically sound frameworks and make sure that you are equipped with the educational background and design knowledge to create templates, to create learning experiences, and to create learning tasks for students that are pedagogically aligned to research. They're research based.
Mhm. Awesome. And so I am just totally amazed. I did not even realize that you could assign work and all of that, like
Mhm.
create classrooms right through Canva. So I am blown away tonight. But with all good things, right, there are always challenges. So when we think about, a teacher that's starting to use Canva in the classroom, what are some of the common challenges that teachers face when trying to implement this tool and use it in their classroom for the first time?
I would say that it can be Canva can be a little confusing because inside the platform, it's just there's so much.
Hmm.
So sometimes we get overwhelmed by all that's available instead of focusing on what we know how to do and slowly adding to our know-how.
Hmm.
And also the share links to me were confusing initially because you can share it where people can view it. You can share it where it makes someone a copy. You can share it where everyone can edit it. So all the different facets of how to share and when each share link is appropriate.
Hmm.
So I know you don't want to share a like a flip lecture with a classroom of students giving them the power to edit. So it's just knowing which link to share and how to share it and how to get these designs out.
Hmm.
But definitely there's just so much. I say start by identifying what you need to use it for. And if it's substitution, that's fine. The school in California, he wants to use it as a newsletter. He wants to create a template and have all his teachers come into his classroom and push out a weekly newsletter template. And then each grade level will create that. And then Canva is integrated with Wakelet. So he's going to create a newsletter. Every teacher in his school will, and then he's going to put it in a Wakelet. So parents will have a curated, archived access to an entire year by the end of the year of all the newsletters for that grade level. So start there, play, really look into how you can leverage the system for student creation. I mean, it's fantastic for teacher creation, but putting this in the hand of students, they can use Canva to communicate their ideas in ways that, I mean, that just blow my mind.
Awesome. Yes, that example of the student that's using it to start a business and, create a portfolio of her artwork is just amazing. And so, for someone that's like, I'm going to start the school year off strong, I am going to start my year with the Canva classroom. What is one action that they can implement tomorrow if they're already in school, or if they're starting back in the next few weeks? What is one action that they can start on day one?
I would say buy my book. It covers everything you need. And take my course. I've spent many hours organizing and putting together a didactic progression of things that you need to know in order to successfully leverage this platform to its fullest capabilities, from setting up that dashboard, from knowing how to use that classwork feature, how to assign something to students based on the outcome of that assignment, how to provide feedback, and how to use Canva to really create powerful learning beyond a pretty graphic. It's pretty, but it can also be very powerful.
Love, love, love it. And so you have the course that you are collaborating with TeacherGoals for, the Canva Classroom course. You have the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Canva Classroom, the book. And so for those people that are interested, can you just give us a quick overview of what they will find in the course? And I have the link displayed as well for those of you that are interested in checking it out. I know you all have a special offer going on right now. You said the entire course was it $19? I heard
It is $19.
Wow. And I saw 10 modules, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Okay. So just give us a brief overview of what they'll find in the $19 10 module course. That is a super duper price.
So the first module is all about Canva for education setup. And these 10 modules are heavily video based. You're going to get a digital badge at the end of it in conjunction with TeacherGoals in the Canva classroom. And we're working with districts and schools to have this recognized for PLUs and professional development credits as well. So if that's something your school or district is interested in, it is video based. It's got video tutorials. There's overviews. There's learning objectives. There's tasks at the end of each module. And Canva for Education Setup 1, we look at designing for inclusivity. We look at UBD and UDL's representation strategies, making sure that we're using text to speech. We've got closed caption, that we're representing information in multiple ways. Looking at designing for depth of knowledge, we go into what depth of knowledge is. Using Canva to enhance instruction through flip lectures, digital breakouts, Bitmoji classrooms, designing edu protocols in Canva. There's Canva tips, hacks, and tricks. So it's really going in and me sharing my shortcuts, being able to remove backgrounds from photos and add QR codes to designs and turn designs into QR codes. Like they have visual QR codes now. App integrations and app smashing. That's going to be my Marvel themed unit because, we have Thor and we have his gauntlet. each of those stones is an app that I'm going to be covering. And
Okay.
yeah. So the time stone, I would say that is Canva in itself, because it saves you so much time with workflow. Creating a brand kit, creating learning experiences in Canva, feedback assessment and folders, and then social media and community building. So and this isn't just for teachers. This course is for ed tech coaches and leaders as well, especially as we shift into that social media and community building component.
Awesome. And I mean, I can even see like educational consultants, edupreneurs using this course, because a lot of these principles transfer over to the things that they would be doing in their business. So I really think it's for anyone in education. Just from what I've heard you say, it sounds amazing. And I'm going to be checking it out myself.
Awesome. And someone just asked, will you have unlimited access to the modules after the course? Yes. So it's $19. Like you have access to all the videos and everything inside. So you will definitely be able to have access. What other questions? It keeps a memory of edits. Yes, just like Google Docs and Google Slides, it automatically saves. I if you're using the draw feature, it does not. You need to click done. So if you're working on a math problem, I recommend doing it step by step and saving versus trying to work out a whole math problem. Or if you're doing a stop motion animation and you're giving people like arms and eyes and yeah. But
Awesome. And so for people that want more information, they want to learn more about you, tell us, where can they find you?
I am at Amanda Fox STEM on Twitter. So Twitter's the best place to connect with me, but also the Canva Classroom Facebook group. So we're up to 1,100 members. I just started it in the last couple months. It is a space that I'm designing as a community of practice, or an affinity space for educators who are building templates, who are looking for feedback, who are looking to share with other educators. And like, that's what I'm hoping that group becomes, as a place for specifically to share learning experiences designed by teachers and ideas. So
Awesome. Well, I know that I learned a lot tonight from the comments. Everyone is just learning and blown away from all of the knowledge and, keys to success that you've shared. So thank you so much for joining us. And we just appreciate you. We're so glad that you're here, and definitely can't wait to check out the course. Thank you.
thank you. I've enjoyed being on, and I'm a big fan of TeacherGoals. So
Awesome. And so we answered a lot of the questions already, but if anyone has any additional questions, now is the time to go ahead and put them in the chat. I think that we got everything answered that I saw, but I'm going to go through it one more time to make sure I haven't missed anything. And if you have a question, or if you want us to if you're thinking about a feature that you're not sure of, if you're thinking about it and you're wondering if Canva has that, then definitely now is a great time to ask, because you have the Canva guru with us tonight. And so you answered the automatically save question. So yes, Dr. Harvey says that there's so much choice, and I agree.
yes.
Definitely a lot of choice, a lot
And
of
he's
options.
fantastic, because he's already taken templates from my book
Okay.
and created, like, just gone off and created awesome stuff. He did a breakout. I did the or he did the masked molecule. So the masked singer, I did masked poets. And I
Okay.
animated it to where you can move the heads and see who's under, but when they click on it, they're given a clue. They're giving three clues that help them solve who that poet is. And you can add audio. It's them like reading the part of the poem,
Yeah.
dates and facts. Sorry, I'm more tangents. check out the book and the course.
Awesome. Yes, awesome. And so Amanda asked, will you post all the links that were shown throughout the presentation? I know I can see in the comments that they've already been posted in Facebook and LinkedIn, but I'm sure that Elena will also add them to the TeacherGoals YouTube page as well, because I know this is being live streamed from there. So we will make sure that we get those links added. And then also next week, it will become available. This episode will be made available wherever you listen to podcasts, and it'll also be available on the TeacherGoals website as well. So if you haven't subscribed to the TeacherGoals podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're learning a lot, then please be sure to leave a review so that we can get even more educators listening to our podcast.
And I just shared with you in the private chat a link to my presentation from the Green Screen Summit today. So if you're looking forward or looking to get started with Bitmoji classrooms and the virtual postcards, and that link has all the templates and all the slides that you can replicate. Have fun.
So can we go? Okay, I'm go ahead. I can share this in the comments with everyone. Is this something? Okay. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and put that presentation in the comments. Okay, and so I went ahead and added it there, and we have a few people, but you will see like a canva.com-design, and from there that will link the presentation from Amanda's the slides from Amanda's presentation today. Yes.
And then I shared one more link. It's the template link. So the template link is the link that you share for others to make their own copies of it. So you feel free to push that out as well. But I hope you guys pulled something away from this, and that Canva is more than just a graphic design place to stop and make your flyers and newsletters.
Yes, and I will say I have definitely learned a lot. I have not been using Canva to its full potential, so I'm definitely going to get in there myself, get into your class and learn even more, because there's so much that I could be doing. And just from the comments, people are saying, I love it. Dr. Michelle Hayes says, I love it. I know that people have been saying throughout how they have enjoyed this presentation or this podcast episode. And you've shared so many resources that we will make sure that we share as well. So once again, I just want to thank you for joining us. We learned a lot. I believe all of the questions have been answered. And for those of you that want to learn more, definitely enroll in the course because it is available for a special price of only $19 right now. So I'm putting that link up one more time. You will see me in there. I want to learn as well. And I just saw a couple of more comments come up. Melinda says, this was wonderful. Can't wait to design as a teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing. This will be very useful. I love it. Love it. And so we have awesome and just so many great comments. So thank you so much, Amanda. We appreciate you coming on and just sharing so much with us tonight.
I appreciate it as well. So everyone have a great night, and thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Have a great night, everyone.